So one very nice thing about mixes in the 70s and the 80s was there wasn't a lot of padding. All right, their mixes weren't really padded. Everything was defined. Everything, you could hear the snare, you could hear every kick, everything out, right? And we're beginning to lose that. And I'm not an advocate for padded mixes. So how do I approach compression? Because usually your problems begin with compression on any drum bus. Let me play this without any processing on the drum bus. Alright, so this was just the drums. Where I didn't open the overheads here. It's just the drums. And Alright, so this is from Sunday worship in church. Alright, this session is on YouTube. I'll leave the link for you to go watch the final mix. Most of the compressors that were used in the 70s, 80s, 90s was this compressor, which I like the updates with adding the analog aspect of it that gives it that natural feel of the analog mixers. Amazing thing about compression back then was they weren't always trying to squash their drums, right? They always ensured you could hear everything. If you remember records like Bread of Heaven, send down from glory. If you hear every detail of those mix, imagine me, right? Those drums had detail, right? That rim shot that came in, imagine me. I always love that sample, all right? All they were doing was they weren't squashing their drums, all right? Nowadays, we have a lot of padded mixes, everywhere squashing, all right? But no, and most of their mixers had SSL, which is a great mixer for mixing drums, all right? I like this analog feel that they've brought to it that makes it have this this analog feel of a real mixer to your bus, all right? So when I throw it on, I don't even like to change much, except my signals are coming in too hot, but I have very good signals here. So listen. So it's just taking like 2 dB or something. So I want the attack to be slow so that it doesn't catch too much of the transient. Let it allow the transient go in before it's taming a little bit of the body. Yep, that is fair compression for me. The next thing I would do is to pull out PUNCHY by Waves. This is one of my favorite EQ. This helps me to get the smack on the drums, all right? Now, why I'm turning this on is because drums smack around 8K, all right? Your drums always hit hard around 8K, 9, 10K, all right? But 8K is a very good place for drum hits. So I'm going to boost that top end to give it some cuts, all right? Some high-end crisp, Yeah. Can you feel that? Yeah, I like that level there, all right, because I'm still going to do parallel compression. Now the next thing I'm going to pull out is a distortion. The default distortion by Logic is a very amazing. I love distortion on drums because of those there are those harmonics on the drums that it brings out. It makes it feel crunchy, in a very nice way, all right? Sound Toys has one of the best distortions that I've used, and also this particular one in Logic feels good most of the time when I use it. So this is the setting I use. I just turn down the drive and then open it up. Let it not really cut down let it not do any high pass. Right. So with this on. Yep. Yeah, you can feel how the drums is expanding. Right. So the next thing we'll do here for the drum bus is parallel compression. You must always do parallel compression on your drums. All right, so I'm gonna name drum comp. Right now on the drum compression channel, what I'm gonna do is add a compressor. I like the Studio FET compressor by Logic. Logic stock plugins are really good. Logic makes me believe that you don't really need stock third party plugins, right? This is nice. So what I'm gonna do is squash the drum, and then put it a bit on fast attack, fast release, and then raise the ratio a bit high so it's squashing the entire signal coming in. So I'll send everything to the drum. Right, this is it. I just hold control and I click on this. All right, I'm using the mouse, so I just hold control, rather I'm holding option, sorry, then I'm left clicking, right, to send everything. Now you can hear the air coming in to just show you that a lot of signal is about to come in here. So I'll blend this into the drum. Yeah, can you feel that? Woo, that's hot. All right, this is really good. This is good. All right, I know you're feeling the punch. Right, well, one last thing is I'm gonna send some saturation to this, and I'm gonna name it saturate. Right, so I'm gonna send to this bus. What I use for my saturation is Saturn by Fab Filter. Right, now what I'm looking for here is some little bit more body, mid frequency, and a little bit of color to the drums. All right, so I'm gonna drive it a bit, the saturation, and I'm gonna boost a little bit of mid, because drum hits, or drums rather, the percussions, right? You can see my cymbals are not in the drum bus because I like to process them separate, so I can have my percussions hitting well, and then I can process the overheads and any other crash separate, so that I can control the harshness or whatever frequency. I'm going to give it a little bit of presence. All right, it's a little bit exaggerated so that I can blend. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did. Hold option down and right click, or left click rather, option down and left click, and then I'm going to blend it in. Yeah, I like it. Ooh la la. Yeah, can you hear the heat? It's so good. All right, so this is what I'll do when I'm processing drums. So while I'm mixing other elements of the song, if I feel I need to hear a bigger reverb on a snare at a point just to create you know, movement in a song, yeah, I can go on and automate later. Or maybe if I feel like vocals or other elements are taking out the frequencies where drums are hitting, I could come back to automate certain volumes or check back on my EQ, maybe if I need to brighten or if it's too bright. All right, but the main thing is I love what I'm hearing for the startup and the build up of the song. All right, so I can build up with this. Now let me add overhead so you can feel what it what comes in with the overheads and the drums. Yep, sounds good to me. Yeah, right. Now I can open the whole track so you can feel it together. Yep, and that's my drums hitting so hard in this, and I'm still building the mix. So to check out this session is on YouTube. I've dropped the link for you to check out what it sounds like when everything comes up and it's mastered and all that, right? But this is how you should go about handling your drums. So please remember to subscribe to help us grow this channel and do even more mixes and reviews and stuff like this. See you in the next video. Please always remember to subscribe to this channel after watching this. You're gonna help me grow.